A few months ago, my friend and I attempted to go on a 4-day camping trip in the Rocky Mountains surrounding the town of Leadville, Colorado, where our abandoned mine exploration got cut short when his Jeep's trailer's axle burst off along a messy dirt road in the middle of the night, and we had to find a way to get it towed down the mountain. Our trip started out when we met up to camp along Mount Elbert, one of 58 14ers in the state, and with a heated tent, we both got a great night's sleep, especially me, since I had been waking up multiple times freezing in my car the past few nights. We started out the morning by going up County Road 2B to visit the Clear Grit and Black Cloud mine, two famous mines that primarily extracted gold, zinc, and lead, and have some pretty dope structural remains. Also, if you're enjoying this adventure, please subscribe and turn on notifications so you catch many more western trips just like this one, as well as my documentaries covering the history of Colorado's ghost towns. I do appreciate you all. While exploring one of the buildings, we heard a dude coming up on an ATV behind us and thought that we were about to get in trouble for trespassing, but thankfully he was actually just another wayfaring stranger like us. Afterwards, we started driving up Long and Derry Hill to search for some mine buildings that we had spotted using Google satellite. Along the road up, we found multiple collapsed mine adits, which is what you call the entrance to a horizontal mine, and below the road, there were some foundational remains indicating the presence of a larger operation that has been all but forgotten to history. At the top of the hill, we found incredible remains of massive mining operations with numerous cabins, mine shafts, and head frames, some collapsed and some still standing, and huge tailing piles scattered about, all with hanging clouds along the Rockies in the distance. I can't find very much information about them on the internet, but I believe that these mines are the Long and Derry, Belcher Shaft, and Emily Shaft. They primarily extracted trace gold, silver, zinc, and lead. My friend said that the reason there isn't much history about them is because these mines were likely created before Leadville was, around the same time that the nearby ghost town of Oro City was, in the late 1850s and early 1860s. Leadville wouldn't be founded until 1878. I found all of these remains super cool because you can tell that nobody has been along these old miner paths in a long time, which adds to the mystique of the area, and it's really cool imagining what these mines looked like 150 years ago. We then finally arrived at our real destination, which was another old mine that we had discovered on Google satellite. Now this mine appears to have been in use fairly frequently because we found modern equipment laying around, and the headframe looked like it was used as recently as a few years ago. We got a good overlook of the cloudy mountains and valley, found a collapsed miner's cabin hidden in the trees, and then started driving back down the mountain. By this time it was dark, and the road we drove along was very steep, with us passing a couple lone residencies. But then, I heard a loud screeching and banging noise, forcing us to stop and find out that the left tire on my friend's trailer had burst off. Prior to our trip, this tire had shown no signs of damage or being in danger, and we'd ported the trailer along in case we found a nice camping spot. Due to the fact that the trailer has to be level in order to attach or detach it from the Jeep, we had to drag the trailer another 20 feet down the mountain to rest it upon a rock. Even then, detaching it was an absolute bitch, and it took over an hour for us to do. Next up, we had to drive down to the actual county road and get into cell range so that we could call a tow truck, which thankfully was able to come despite being 10 p.m. at night. Their flatbed was huge and not the greatest for off-road recovery, but what saved us was that the trailer was only up a short distance, allowing the truck to rescue the trailer and bring it back to Leadville. As I'm sure you can imagine, off-road recovery is not cheap and cost my friend nearly $1,500 just for the tow truck, thus making him decide to pick up some extra shifts at work and call off the rest of our camping trip, leaving me to continue the rest of my 2-week Colorado trip by myself. What makes this incident even worse is that we had originally taken a different trail and were within 20 feet of getting to the normal road. However, we had to turn around and go down this route because of a fallen tree. Had this wheel broken on the normal road, my friend probably could have saved at least $1,000. All in all, despite the expensive bills, this adventure could have gone a lot worse had the trailer's axle broken while we were at the top of Long and Derry Hill, because then it probably would have been stuck there for a few days, endangering it to the risk of other explorers stealing parts off of it. As for me, the rest of my trip went very well, and I was able to see dozens more abandoned mines and ghost towns near Leadville, Breckenridge, and in the San Juan Mountains around Silverton and Ouray. Link to that video is in the description and top right hand corner. If you enjoyed, then please leave a like and subscribe with notifications turned on so you never miss a new video and help me hit 200 subscribers. This has been Zane. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you all soon.